What if your vote didn't just decide a tutorial, but an entire designer collection? Today, I'm revealing the 2 June Creative Color Challenge collections, sharing what's inside each one, and introducing some exciting changes to the challenge. The poll opens today on the 15th and runs through the 21st, so let's take a look at this month's contenders. Before we dive into the collections, I wanted to share some exciting updates to the Creative Color Challenge. Some things are staying the same. Each month, 2 color palettes will go head-to-head in a community poll that opens on the 15th and runs through the 21st. On the 22nd, the winning palette will be announced and transformed into both a full tutorial and a designer collection. Each designer collection includes all of the supplies needed to complete the featured project, along with additional beads, gemstones, findings, and coordinating materials inspired by that collection's theme. I'll have about 5, maybe more, designer collections available in my Etsy shop when the tutorial goes live. Now for the new changes. Starting this month, I'll be offering additional supplies from the winning collection separately in my Etsy shop. So if you fall in love with a particular gemstone strand, bead mix, finding set, or a focal bead, you'll have the opportunity to purchase extras without needing to buy an entire collection. The runner-up collection is getting some love too. When the winning collection launches, the runner-up collection materials will also become available individually in my Etsy shop. Then, during the following month, the runner-up project tutorial will be released along with a project kit that includes all of the supplies needed to make that design. Another exciting addition is that from the 29th to the 7th of the following month, I'll be creating even more inspiration using beads from the winning collection. That may be a tutorial, a YouTube post, a live stream, or possibly all 3 depending on my schedule. And one final update for anyone with nickel allergies. I now have nickel-free Pony brand beading needles available. If you'd prefer a nickel-free needle with your kit, simply leave a note during checkout or send me a message through Etsy. My goal with these changes is to give you more inspiration, more project options, and more ways to enjoy the collections long after the poll is over. So now let's take a look at this month's collections. This is Italian Getaway. So let's go through all the components that you would get in the Italian Getaway Designer Collection. So this is the palette that it's being posted as of today. All the reds and the greens and the white. Obviously it's kind of a Christmas theme, but since it's in the middle of June, I decided to go with more of an Italian theme instead, because it's got the colors of the Italian flag in it. So there's the palette that we're going to be choosing from. And then here is the collection that you would receive. Now, of course, this is going to be the collection if it is the winner of the two palette choices and everything. So you get this whole collection plus all the beads and findings and everything that is needed for the tutorial that will be coming out somewhere during the week of the 22nd to the 28th. So depending on which one wins, you'll get that along with this. You will also get a little pick list, is what they're called. Now I just have the collection printed out at the moment. I don't have the kit printed out because I don't want to show the kit just yet, because that is part of the tutorial, or that will be the tutorial that is released. So I don't have that printed out just yet. But this is what will come for the collection. And you can see all the different items in this one right here. And then we'll have little check marks and everything. That's just my little double check to make sure that everything gets put into each person's collection that they purchase. And we'll go through each one of these individually. I'm trying to get this to stand over here off to the side. Alrighty, so we're going to start off with the strands. So I'm actually going to move all of these off the mat so the camera doesn't go crazy. And we'll go one by one here. So this is the first strand that you get. This is called the Getaway strand. So biggest thing that you see right here is your amazing nickel-free gold-plated with CZ stones. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but both of these wings on this airplane have CZs just all in there, and it sparkles like crazy. and it is gold plated. Like I said, it's nickel free, and it's got here on the belly side of it, it's open. So if you needed to, or if you wanted to, you can always put seed beads on the inner side right here to help make it more stable. I've just got it strung just with the wire. It seems to work just fine like that. But this, I found these, and then that's when I decided, you know what, we're going to do an Italian type theme. So the other thing that I added, that once you get on your airplane, before you get on your airplane, if you're traveling from the States to Italy, you're going to need a passport. So I have one passport for yourself, little charm here, and then you have a second one for a friend that you can take along with you. So you get two little cute passport charms. And then while you're there in Italy, you can go and watch some of the turtles. So I put a couple of porcelain turtles here on this strand, so you can design with those. And then I just had a couple of extra little daggers just on the strand. These, the green ones here, are actually 2-hole daggers. So you can see the second hole right there. So they're 2-hole daggers, the others are just single-hole daggers. But they just reminded me of the wings of the airplane, so I just thought it would be kind of cute to put a couple of daggers on there. So that is the first strand. That's your Italian, or your getaway strand. The next one is, let's see, gemstone strand. So this is your gemstone strand. So we have 4 different gemstones on here. Yep, 4 different gemstones. We have green aventurine, so all of the lighter green colors are going to be green aventurine. Most of these are faceted. You've got a few that have really, really good facets here. Whoops. You have a few that are really good facets, like right here. And then this one's an English cut bead. They're all going to be about 6 to 8 millimeters, somewhere around in there. You also have howlite. So all the white beads are going to be howlite. You have several different rounds of howlite, and then I have a couple of stars sitting here too. So those are howlite stars. You have garnet. So all these little tiny beads are garnet. And then you have really nice large 6 millimeter garnet beads on either side. And then you have the dizzy agate beads. Now the dizzy agate beads are quite expensive to make because it's agate, and then somebody hand paints this bead itself and then does what they need to do to make it stay on there. I don't understand the process that well, but I do know that it is handmade. So you get 3 of these guys along with it. So that is your gemstone strand that you get with the collection. The next one is a 2-hole strand. Now these are pretty cool. So I have it in the Italian flag again, the red, white, and green. And these are what are these? These are half Tila beads, and then half Tila beads in the red and the green. These are tile beads, but these are gemstones. I have never seen this yet. This is the first time I've seen something like this. This is a bead that is a white quartz 2-hole tile shaped gemstone bead. So you can see where the 2 holes are at and everything. So when I saw these guys here, I thought for sure, okay, I'm going to have to find some red and green of the half Tilas at least. I was looking for quarter Tilas too, but I decided just to do the half Tilas and the full Tilas. But then when I was looking around for that, I thought, well, how are you going to connect that to like a bracelet finding or anything like that? So you get 2 symbol findings that go along with Tilas. So these are findings that specifically are made to fit around a Tila bead. See how it kind of fits just like that? So you can use this, and there's holes on either side. There's a hole right there, and then there's a hole on this side. So when you're bead weaving, you can attach this to the end of your bracelet or your necklace or whatever it is that you decide to make. You can even make this with a pair of earrings too, but then you can use this loop to attach your clasp or your ear wire or whatever it is that you're wanting to use. So you get this really nice long strand of half Tila and then gemstone Tila beads along with your symbol findings there. So that's gemstone, or that's strand number 3. The next one is a round strand. So it's just a combination of some round beads. We have some cat's eye beads here. These are some large glass beads that kind of look like old pony beads. like the old plastic pony beads, but they are glass. These are really, really nice round glass beads, just in that green color. And then I saw these, and these were just kind of cute and fun. It was just different. It's just something to have a nice little focal on the strand, to have a puffy looking coin bead like that. So it's white and it's textured. It's got, you know, texture to it and depth and everything. And then in the crevices is where the red wash is in. So it's a really cool red and white bead there. So that is bead strand number 4. Bead strand number 5, we're not done yet. Bead strand number 5 is a smaller one. This one has some cubes and some triangles and some drucks on it. So you get a couple of crystal cubes here in a light peridot-ish color. You get the opaque green color. You have some red triangle beads. So those are red crystal triangles. And then we have some gold drucks. And these are all check glass. Or at least the drucks are. The drucks are check glass, excuse me. So that is that one. The next strand, we have this one and one more to go. This one is going to be, it is called the Cat's Bicone strand. And the reason for that is we have some bicones in the red color here. We have some chips that are the green ones here, but they are actually cat's eye chips. So they will shine and shimmer in different ways. So I just thought that was just fun and different. And then also I found these really cool looking pave crystal type things. It's like a clay bead, and they put some like little itty bitty small crystal AB chatons in it. So you get a selection of those. I think it's 8, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, you get 8 of those on the strand. So there is that strand. Then the last strand in this collection is some crystal beads. This one's called the crystal strand. Haha. You get a couple that have a half matted little portion where you've got the really, really sparkly crystal bead, and then you've got the top and the bottom of it is matted. You've got some plain crystal. These are both in 10 millimeters here. The half matte, and this one is a 10 millimeter crystal bead. You have a couple of crystal rondelles, so large rondelles that you can use as well. And this is approximately a 10 by 8 rondelle. And then you have a few gold spacers to use in between your projects that you like. So that is it for the strands. So you get 7 strands in this particular collection. So I'll lay these out real quick. So that way you can kind of see all of these. And then I will come back in just a moment and we'll briefly go through the little baggies that come in the collection. The first bag that you get in the collection is gemstone chips. You have howlite, green aventurine, and garnet in these chips. So it's the same gemstones that were in the gemstone strand here, except for the agate. So we have the howlite, which is the white, the green aventurine, which is the green, and then some nice red garnet chips to go along with your project. Or any projects that you want to make with it. Let's see if I can get these back in there. You know what? We'll just do this. I'll clean it up in a minute. I gotta get them to stop sticking to me. It's quite humid outside these days. Starting to get hot in the Houston area. So things are sticking to me. So that is your gemstone chips that you get. Oh, I left one in there. There we go. And the next thing is actually kind of cute. I really like this. This is a sparkly golden red drop. It is a lampwork drop. So you can see that this particular one, each one's going to look a little bit different. This particular one has quite a bit of yellow in it, so it kind of makes it look almost orangey there. And I'm trying not to use my nails because you can see through them. So I'm trying to use just my fingers so you can see the color and everything. But you can see that there's a little bit of a yellow stripe there. So each one of them is a little bit different than the next. Some of these are really, really, really sparkly. Like this one's got a little bit of a sparkle sitting right here. Some of these have a whole lot of sparkle in them. But they're just really, really, really cool. Really neat looking. And I liked it because it could be just a really simple focal on just a chain if you wanted to do that. So I really liked that. So you get one of those lamp work beads. Then we get the gold findings pack. Now all of the findings in actually both these collections, I've tested them if they were not already listed. I have tested them to make sure that they are nickel free, and they are. So I'm going to separate this out just quickly because I have everything comes in just the one package, just to help out with getting everything together and making sure that I'm not using too many little baggies and things like that. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit more simpler. So the first thing you get is your toggle clasp. So this is a swirl toggle clasp, and I like this one because it's the same on both sides. So it doesn't matter which way your bracelet or your necklace flips, you've got the design on both sides of the toggle. So that's one reason why I got that toggle. So you get one of those. You also get 2 lobster clasps that come with jump rings and then a cute little heart connector there. So I thought that was really kind of cute. Something different and neat. So you get 2 more lobster clasps with that. You get a couple of links here. They're actually in a chain. This is the way that they had come on the spool, is already linked up like this. These rings right here are actually soldered rings. I thought at first, well, maybe it's a jump ring because you can kind of see where there's an indentation right there where the cut was made and everything, but they're actually soldered. So you could, if you find that exact spot where the 2 sides come together like that, if you want to cut at that exact spot, then sometimes you can actually reuse these as jump rings if you're just really careful with it. But I just liked the shape. I like the shape of the marquee shape and everything, and I thought this would be something that would be neat to add as either drops and earrings, or you can use these as connectors and necklaces or bracelets or something like that. You can use this as one nice long thing if you wanted to just do that, and then just make a little bit of one side of a bracelet, and then connect, some other items on the other side to finish the bracelet off, something like that. So I just thought it was something neat and something different. With it only being 4, there's, a small amount of things that you can do with it, but, I also want to make it a little bit challenging for people too. See what people can come up with. So the ear wire that you get in this one is these very, very pretty huggy earrings. So these are all CZs. They're sparkling like crazy sitting in front of me. But they are a round hoop that kind of looks almost like a handcuff. There we go. I was trying to think of the word. A handcuff, but then there's your little closure and everything, and you have this loop down here in the bottom. And I couldn't quite tell if the loop is open or if it's closed. It might be an actual closed loop. So if that's the case, since I couldn't quite tell if that was the case or not, I went ahead and added in a few jump rings. And I gave 3 different sizes. There's 4mm, there's 6mm, and there's an 8mm. So you get 2 of each of those jump rings. So that is the gold findings pack. So the antique brass findings pack I decided to go along with because we have antique brass colored with the symbol findings. So I decided to add a couple extra things with that. The first thing you get in that is a pair of ball head pins, and that's so if you use these tilas and half tilas and make them into a bracelet, then you can make yourself a little charm that you can hold on to in order to clasp the bracelet if you wish. So I added those, or if you make a necklace or something, you can make yourself a little charm or something like that too. And then the other things that you get 2 different types of spacer beads. You have 2 barrels that are here. Oops, I think I was off screen, sorry. You have 2 barrels, so this is the barrel one. So it's really cute. You get 2 of those, and then you get 4 of these little, I don't know what to call them. They almost look like a diamond, that's a diamond shape, but just the whole shape itself. It's kind of like a cube in a way, but it's like a diamond. Anyways, you get 4 of these little guys. And then you have 1 lobster clasp to go along with it. And here again, I added 6 more of jump rings. So you get 2 of the 4, 2 of the 6mm, and 2 of the 8mm. So that gives you a little bit more of your findings to go along with the antique brass findings of the symbol antique brass findings. And that completes the Italian Getaway collection. So meet me back in just a few moments and we will go through the next collection. This is Sunset Fiesta. So here is the palette for the Sunset Fiesta palette, which I got that inspiration from all of the bell peppers that are sitting here. This beautiful, just warm color tone. It's like, I love this warm color tone. I'm not so much of a red person, but when it's paired together like this, I really like this. Plus, I like bell peppers, so that probably had something to do with it too. But this is a really interesting color palette, so I had to think long and hard, okay, what am I going to call this? Because I really didn't want to do it farmer's market themed, because it's just bell peppers in the picture. So I thought, okay, what else could we do? Well, in my family, we use bell peppers a lot in our Mexican food when we make Mexican food here at the house. So I thought, Mexican Fiesta. Sunset Fiesta. Here we go. So that's what this one's called. So let's take a look at the ingredients of this one. So there's a little quick close-up of it. So we'll move the little baggies out of the way, and then we'll move these guys out of the way, and we'll go through these one by one. So here is your little pick line, or pick, whatever this thing is called. Your piece of paper that tells you what's all inside of it, that I can check off to make sure that I get everything in there for you. So this is Sunset Fiesta. So that's everything that comes in this kit. So the first of our strands is called Fiesta Strand. So the star of this one is this absolutely adorable cactus charm. He's holding a little guitar, wearing sunglasses, wearing a huge sombrero, and he is just so cute. So I saw this and I thought, okay, there's really not a lot of green in this palette, but I have to get this. That's just perfect. So he also comes with a jump ring right here, and then it's one of those spring rings also. So you can use this and connect it and use this as a purse charm if you wanted to do that. Or like one of those pull charms for like fans or lights or something like that. You can do that if you wanted to. Or you can just take this clasp off, use this in a... attach this to a chain, and then that can be your closure for your chain. So whatever you want to do with that, but that is such a cute little cactus guy. I just love him. I can't get over this guy. He's so cute. So the other charms that go along with this one, I put a couple of star charms on there. I found these really, really cool star charms. And with the 4th of July coming up soon, I thought this would be something kind of fun to add in there. So we've got really, really sparkliness on one side, and on the other side, it's still a little sparkly, but it's not as much. It's a little bit more subdued. So if you don't like the absolute, there you go, in your face sparkle, then you can always flip it around and use the back side of it. So it's not as sparkly for you. And then this is the main gemstone for this one, is Mookite. Mookite, I just felt like had so much of those warm tones in it that it would just go really, really well with this color palette. So you end up getting 8 of your round beads. You have 4 over here, 4 over here. Now the round beads are going to be anywhere between 3 and 8 millimeters. I ended up getting a couple of different strands, and I honestly accidentally mixed them up. And because one strand was between 3 and 4 millimeters, and the other ones were slightly larger, like around a 6 millimeter. I said 8 millimeter earlier, excuse me, 6 millimeter. Some were a little bit more larger, right, like closer to 6 millimeter, and I accidentally mixed them together, and I thought, you know what, let's just leave it that way. So you just get a mixture of them, so they're going to be anywhere between 3 and 6 millimeters. You get two absolutely beautiful heart mookites, or four, two on each side, and then this is where it splits up. We have a little small selection of the chips, and these are just absolutely beautiful chips of mookite. And then you have some really, really nice A-grade rondelles that were made also of the mookite. So that is your gemstones, your main gemstone strand. Now each one of my collections usually comes with multiple gemstones. It's usually one bigger one that has like a smaller selection of them, and then some of the other gemstones will have sometimes a little bit larger of a collection of them. So the next one is the daggers and drops strand. So you end up with a selection of daggers again, and there again just kind of put together some of the really, really nice colors that go really well. You've got some that are the same colors here, and then these little small ones are the same colors, and then you've got two different colors on the either end. So I love working with daggers. I think they're fun to work with. I have a couple of drops, same reason. They're just something really cute and fun to work with. There's some drucks that are just almost the same color as the drops. And then you have this really cool cube that's actually acrylic. So this whole strand is extremely light, because this sucker looks like he's going to be really, really heavy, but he's an acrylic bead, so he's really, really light. And then I've got my UKC beads in between. So it's a yellow, I think it's a Duracoat color actually. Duracoat silver lined light yellow is what that color is. So I put that one together like that. The next one is called A Drink of Carnelian Opal. So on this strand, you get your carnelian beads. So you have a large 10 millimeter matte carnelian. Whoops. And then you have 6 of your 8 millimeter carnelian beads. You get some opal nuggets. So this is yellow opal nuggets. So you get 4 of those. And then there's my UKC beads in between there again. These are the galvanized wine color. And going along with that wine color is your margarita glass. So whenever, not necessarily every time we have, Mexican food, but it's just one of those things. You always, or at least here in Texas, you think about having a margarita with your Mexican food. So I just thought this is really, really cute. This is something I found off of Etsy, off of somebody else's site, so I will not have any extras of these guys at all. Individually, I'll have a few extra strands that will come with this, but I don't have any extra of these. So, because this came off of somebody's Etsy site, so I just thought it was really, really cute and just different and unique. So the next one is called Lampwork Charm Strand. So this one, you start off with a beautiful lampwork bead again. It's an orange rondelle, and it's got white little teardrop shapes that were added in there. So it's really, really pretty, different and neat. These have Miyuki Edo spacers in the middle of these guys. You also have 2 of these charms. You get 2 cute little red flowers. You get 2 of those charms, and then this is where most of your bicones come from. So you have this topaz color here. That's the first color here off to the right. This color is more of a peachy color, but it still goes along with the palette really, really well. Then you have your yellow, opaque yellow. It's got a different name on it. Goldenrod AB. So it's got a little bit of an AB flash to it. And then you have these guys right here that are more of a, what did I call this color? I forgot what this color is called. Copper metallic, excuse me. Man, I'm losing my place. Okay, so that's more of a copper metallic color. And then you have some more of your triangles. And these are a frosted orange color. So it's still you're crystally, but it's not so sparkly, so you can use some of this in some of your designs if you're using a lot of bicones to kind of tone it down some. And then we have a couple of fire polish on either side of the lamp work also. So that is that strand. And then the last strand on this one is Cat's Eye Carnelian. So this is the strand that has some of the multi-hole beads. I always like to try to include a little bit of multi-hole beads because those that have watched me long enough know that I do primarily bead weaving. So I like to have some multi-hole beads that I can do bracelets and different designs and things with. So we end up with some of those same cat's eye that we had on the other collection, the green ones, but these are the yellow ones. So these are the yellow beads are the cat's eye beads, so you can see a little bit of a flash every once in a while. You have carnelians all throughout this thing, and they're 6mm carnelians. You end up with, I think it's 12 of these little teacup beads. And here I just have them set up like they're spacer beads or bead caps, bead caps on either side of the carnelian bead. And then I have the Arcos Parpuca beads set up in the same way. And then this is your multi-hole bead. So if you're not familiar with the Parpuca, she is a lady in France that comes up with different bead shapes and everything. Her name is Puca, so that's why they're called whatever the name of the bead is, Parpuca. So these are called Arcos beads. I'm trying to get that hole to show. It's not working. Maybe that'll work better. There we go. Now you can see the other two better. So you've got the strand of the wire going through the center part right there, and then you have a hole on either side of it. So that is where your three strands come from. And I have it just set up just like this, so if you wanted to, you can make a design just like that. Because when I was stringing these together, I was like, man, this looks good, just like a bracelet, just like this. So it's a little big for my wrist, but take a couple of them off and then add yourself a clasp and you're done. You can even use the wire that's on there and just you add your clasp like that and you have a complete bracelet right away. So that is the strands. So meet me back in just a moment and then we'll go through the baggies. Alright, so I have everything already all laid out and everything, so I'll just pick it up this time and make it a little easier to go through it all. So the first little baggie that you get is a custom collection of Miyuki seed beads. These are 5 different colors of beads in here. You have galvanized wine, you have a matte mustard color, there's 2 different colors of silver lines, it's more of a topaz color, silver lined topaz, and then a silver lined orange. And then you have a more of a transparent yellow color that has an AB finish on it and everything. So those are the 5 different colors. So that's a little custom mix that I made with different Miyuki seed beads. They're all 11-ohs. So there again kind of goes along with my theme of being a bead weaver. And then the rest of it you get in 2 different packages because I didn't want to overfill them too much, but 2 different packages. Everything is lead and nickel free, excuse me. Not sure about the lead, but I do know about the nickel. First thing that you get is some stainless steel ear wires. So this is the only thing that was stainless steel in the package. But they are 4mm ball earring posts that have a loop here in the front, and then it comes with the ear nut also. So those are stainless steel. The rest of this is brass, but like I said, it is nickel free. So the other pair of earrings that you get are some antique brass colored ear wires, fish hooks with little balls on the end there again. I wanted to go ahead and include a couple more things that were antique brass. I actually found these first before I found the other little flower charms. So I had already bought these, but then I liked the little flower charms that I had put on one of the strands over here. So I was like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and include both. So you're getting a couple of cute little antique brass flowers. Now these are plain on the back side, whereas the ones that are here on this one, I never showed you that. You got the flower on the front side, and then it's a gold on the back side. So you get a couple of those charms. The rest of your clasps, you end up getting a lobster clasp, and then you have another toggle clasp again. And then this one has just the design on one side. So it's a nice little 5-point flower there on one side, And then that's the way it looks on the bar portion of it. And I went ahead and I included some chain in this one. Now this is called Figaro chain. I actually said it right the first time. Yay! So it's Figaro chain, and it's called a mother-son chain. So you have the mother, which is the larger ones, and then you have the son, which is the smaller ones. Now the interesting thing about this chain is that the larger links are actually jump rings. So if I can find one here. See if I can show it to you. Hopefully you can see that right here, where the tip of my white nail is sitting, is the opening for that jump ring. So then you just take two pliers and twist them open like you would any other jump ring if you wanted to use a smaller portion of it. You end up getting 16 inches. This was something that we had gotten in a bargain bead box back in September of 25, and I really, really liked it, and I was able to find more. I was really happy I was able to find more. I just didn't find a whole lot, unfortunately. So everybody gets 16 inches on that one. So that is our sunset. Woo, hello, focus. There we go. That is our Sunset Fiesta collection. And those are this month's Creative Color Challenge collections. Don't forget to vote for your favorite collection between now and the 21st. The winning collection will become a full tutorial and designer collection, while the runner-up will return next month with its own tutorial and project kit. I'd love to hear which collection you're leaning towards, so let me know in the comments before you cast your vote. The poll is now open, and I can't wait to see which collection wins. I'll see you soon for the winner announcement and the next step in this month's Creative Color Challenge.